Hey, Mark the Meerkat Suffron here at freeonlinetradingeducation.com, brought to you by Grok Trade, where I'm an analyst, host of the Grok Star Trading Room, and perhaps your future mentor. Well, here are some trades that we had on ACTV this morning in the Grok Star Room. They had reported earnings, and they were actually positive, but it had dropped almost 20% by opening. In fact, in pre-market here, I had to get about 3%, and we traded a couple of times here for about 4%. But I now want to talk about a trade that it was setting up. After that, it was starting to form a bear pullback where it had a run down and a pull up to a line of resistance, which was a 50-period moving average in this case, and was starting to roll over. If it broke below this 20 moving average, around 620, I wanted to be short. So here we go. Let's see what happened next. Bam, bam, look at that. It dropped down here below that, and then I got filled at $6.14 short on ACTV. Let's see what happened after that. Pulled right down here. This is a line of support from the lower swing low at around the $6 even mark. Let's see if that's going to be support. Bam! No. Well, not only was it not support, look at it. Dropped over 3% there in a big hurry. And look at this now. It's just kind of low basing here, and bam, it down again it goes. We're going to have to pull this up so we can see, keep following this trade. Next we've got bam, down here the 555 area, starting to low base down there. And pulls up. Now look at this, is a classic bear pullback setup. Came down to a line of support and it's pulling up, but on the upswing, look at volume here, it's going down. So this 8 EMA is resistance there, and I did pull back down to here. I decided I was going to take out half of my position here, and I did at 565 for 7.9%. I'm still short half of it. Let's see what happened next. And it came right back to this 555. I don't know if that's going to be solid support or not. Bam! Look at that, down to 540 now. Let's pull this up even more. In fact, we're going to have to condense this down so we can see the whole trade. And up, there we go. And let's see what happens after that. And now I pulled all the way up here to the 20-period moving average and then pulled it directly back down. I did have my stop just above that, did not trigger, so I am still short. And it's back to the 540. Let's see what happened next. Bam! Look at that, down to the 520. Again, another 3% drop there. And if you look, this is this is also a bear pullback, and we pulled. Let's see what happened after that. And now this $5 line is starting to come into play. Even dollar amounts, especially at this level, can be very strong support. But this 510 seems to be offering it right now, and it's going, it's going, it's going. We'll see here. Yeah, it did come up here to the 8 EMA, pulled back down to 510 again. And then back up, and it closed above the 8 EMA and the 20. And so at the next, I think it's the next candle here is when I got out. It was right. I'm out at 517 on the second half for 15.7%. So the total trade from up here on this red line, taking out half right here, and then taking out the other half right here, was for 11.8% in 38 minutes. Wow. What happened after that? Well, that $5 mark I talked about actually was hard line support for that all the way for the rest of the day. And just here at market close, it's closing here right here at 540. Well, these are the kind of trades that we're doing in the Grok Star Room, and you're welcome to join us 30 days for free. Just come to freeonlinetradingeducation.com and come to the chat room page, and you can sign up for that 30-day free trial. Now, just remember, we trade what we see, not what we think. Several people in the room did not take this last trade because they thought ACTV had a great earnings report and was going to fill the gap. Instead, it dropped over 45%. Have a great weekend.